And welcome back to another episode of the Drunken Cryptids. I'm your host, Matthew. Of course, everybody should know that by now. But I do want to give a special shout out real quick to Gunner. Thanks, Gunner, for all the hard work you're putting in for us. I appreciate it. And, of course, we're going to be at the Arkansas Paranormal Expo this October 26th and 27th, 2024. For those of you who are podcast time traveling. Let's see here. Shout out to Blade Media, man. Dylan, everything you've done so far for the graphics and everything has been great and amazing. And of course, all the listeners and everybody's liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys like. Make sure you subscribe. It means a lot to us. It really does here. Also, if you have had an encounter and you do want to reach out and you possibly want to be on the show, email us. drunkencryptids@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on TikTok even. I do some kind of weird, interesting TikToks every now and then. But other than that, going into the world of the paranormal and the craziness that seems to be really prevalent lately. Everybody seems to be reaching on out and having more and more encounters with the paranormal. So my question is, and something for you guys to think about, do you think that maybe the veil is starting to thin? Maybe that, or is it the fact of the matter because there's so many shows out there, there's so much information out there that maybe people are manifesting it? I don't know. But do have a wonderful guest with us tonight. You've heard him before in the background. He's going to come on tonight and tell us a little bit about his background and his story and what led him to where he's at. So, without further ado, I do want to introduce Jacob. Jacob, welcome to the show. This is all you tonight.
Yes, it is. Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. All right, so, Jacob, I know you're from Arkansas, so...
Oh, yeah.
I ain't got to worry about you telling anybody about that, but I'll just let you start, man, and kind of bring us into it and just a little background, and you got some interesting encounters you want to share with us.
Yeah, I got about 4 encounters and all that, so they're kind of neat little stories. 2 of them happened when I was a younger age and all, at about the range, about 8 or 9 when we first moved here to Arkansas. But then the other 2 are later on in life. But yeah, the first one happened when we moved here in about 99, early 2000.
And you moved here from where?
Kansas.
Good old Kansas.
Oh yeah, the Jayhawk State.
I was stationed at Riley from, just to give you my age, from 94 to 96. I was stationed at Fort Riley, Kansas.
Never been there. I heard
it's flat.
Yeah, flat.
It's flat and it's horrible.
Yeah, if you haven't been to Kansas or anything, Kansas is notorious of being flat like a dinner plate.
Especially when you're out in western Kansas.
Oh yeah,
Western Kansas is
nothing
horrible.
but cornfields and wheat fields.
Oh yeah.
But
So you moved here, you said, in 99?
yeah, we moved here in 99 and all that. So my parents was religious background and all that. So our church in Kansas had a split, and we kind of followed some of my parents' friends to here to go to Arkansas. So, but so we used to live out of, I guess it's a don't know how to, like a, can't really get the word for it, like a not a project house, but like a missionary house that the church owns, and they let us stay in there for about a year or 2, rented it out. Well, one night it was about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Thought I heard my mom get up and all that, so I'm laying in this queen size and twin size bunk bed.
Okay.
And I'm on the bottom, so I look up and it looked like my mom, and wearing this 60s 70s nightgown, and I mean it almost looked like my mom, blonde hair and all that. But
You said almost, but...
yeah, there's a few details that are off, but I mean, when you're waking up and all that, you're kind of groggy, still, your vision's kind of foggy and all that, but yeah, it was just kind of weird, because what really threw it off is that how she turned and looked at me, like I know you're there, but I just don't give a crap.
That's weird.
Yeah. And the really spooky thing about it is that how she turned and looked at me, she backed straight up through my closet door. Like,
Did
vanished.
So she Disappeared into the closet door.
Yes, like phased through it.
Wow.
Yeah, as she's still looking at me.
Yeah, that'd be a little disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not going to lie. That would disturb me.
Oh, yeah. So, during the whole encounter, when that happened, I did yell for my mom and all that. Thought it was her, so I said, Mom, Mom. But after she phased through that door, yeah, I threw the curtains over me, or the blankets. So, but I know I've told this story to my parents when.
Well, how old were you again?
8, 9.
8 or 9.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So I told the story again to my parents the other night. And my mom's like, I never knew you had this account. I was like, I didn't know how to tell it. It was so vivid and all that, and I thought it was a dream. And she's like, why didn't you come to us or yell for me? I was like, would you want to walk past that door? She's like, yeah, no. I was like, yeah, I didn't want to walk past the door because I was more afraid that whatever it was done to jump out and grab me. I mean, as a kid, it's very hard to describe what it is as a kid, and so sometimes, most of the time, I just put a mental block on it. So,
well, it's funny because I do think that we put mental blocks on a lot of these issues and incidents that we have from our childhood. I know that I was just visiting with my parents the other day about this haunted house we lived in Utah, and we didn't live in the house very long, and I had thought that we had the house blessed twice, and my stepdad said no, that we only had it blessed once. And I no, sorry, I have a protective dog who anytime he sees somebody or something outside, he's got to let him know that he's in charge. So, but no, it's where it looked at, it's where, we were talking about it, and certain things that happened I couldn't recall, and another incident my mom couldn't recall. Like, we heard a baby crying, and I remember being in the living room with my mom hearing this baby cry, and looking at my mom, and my mom looking at me like, kind of laughing, like I don't know what to do. So, I do think that we sometimes, that little trauma, and our brain tries to process it and associate with something that we see that's unexplained and paranormal, and our brain tries to process it and put it into a shape or form that we recognize, that we can associate it with. So
yeah, I can see that. Growing up, I've never seen videos and all that because I'm in a Christian home and all that. You kind of overprotected and all that, so you're not allowed to watch certain things. But like when you first see something like that, it's just like how do you describe it? You just keep it to yourself and all that. But I did have another encounter in that house. It was probably maybe 6 months to a year down the road.
I was going to ask if you had another encounter.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about that.
That one was weird. That was so vivid. Like I'm not tell you could see the color of the pants that this ghost was wearing. But no, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if everybody does this, but keep a glass of water or a freaking water bottle by the side of their bed.
Yeah.
But no, I woke up, get some water and all that. Well, I don't know what it was. I just got up, walked to the this big window that we had in my room, and there's a street light out there, and it's just, just looking and all that into the nightlife and all that, and all of a sudden, you see this figure walking to the light, walking a dog, and disappear out of the light. Like, where the street lights are, how it kind of fades down, kind of like a cone almost.
Yeah. So a cone of light coming down from the street light.
He appears in the light and disappears when he leaves the light. Like, you never see him before.
So he only appeared in the light.
Yeah. And it was, how to describe it? It's really weird. But it was kind of like kind of like misty, foggish kind of. But you couldn't like fully see through him, but you could to a point. But you could tell he was wearing blue jeans. That you could see a fake color of blue and a faint color of the shirt. I think it was more cream. I don't know, or teal. I don't know what it was, but I mean, the dog was probably a mid-sized dog, but I mean.
So you know what kind of breed, maybe?
Lab.
Okay. You know what color?
I mean,
you got him down to it. You got him.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
dog.
Like I said, it's been since '99. I really haven't put up with this. I mean, my logical guess and closest I can come to it is probably the vanilla or cream color.
Okay.
I mean, kind of like blondish. I mean, they were all
like a yellow lab.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the dog was maybe a good full-size dog, medium size of a lab. But I mean, it was very weird, very peculiar too, because I mean, it like never stopped in the light. It just kept on walking, and like when it got out of the light, it disappeared. And it just like, you're 8, 9 years old at this time, and all of a sudden you're just looking at this and you're trying to wrap your head around it. And all I did was take a drink of water, turn around, went back to my bed like it never fazed me. But at the same time, it just, growing up, thinking about it, it's just like, what was that?
Is this what led you into exploring the paranormal?
To a point, yeah. I'm not a big fan of the paranormal. I mean, I can get very skittish on it, but at the same time, it does intrigue me a lot.
I haven't seen you skittish once, and we cut an EVP, so I don't want to hear you tell me you're skittish.
I can be skittish, but at the same time, when that chair falls and I don't know what it is, I might be going out of the room, especially if it's a haunted house. But don't get me wrong, I'll be the first one in there with you. But yeah, I mean, between those two encounters in that first house, I have never been back to that house after we moved. I've drove past it numerous times. I mean, it was really strange and peculiar encounters.
Sounds to me like you probably witnessed some residual hauntings. And the way I look at residual hauntings is the fact that, a place stores up energies, everything does. And Arkansas is the natural state, and we're full of quartz. And, y'all, I apologize for the background noises. My dog is very, very happy today. So Jacob's over here, and he's like, yay, Jacob. But no, so residuals, though, so Arkansas is a natural state. We have so much quartz here in the state. I mean, you can't go in the backyard with dig and not find quartz.
True.
And quartz is known to store energies, and which is, I think, where a lot of things that are happening. Hang on, what? So a lot of things that are happening are due to residual and stored energies.
Okay, but yeah, I mean that's a good possibility of being a residual and all that, or a lingering ghost and all that. That's doing a routine like he normally done for years. But it's just, I mean,
it probably captured that energy, or something was going on, that traumatic. And with energy, it doesn't have to be traumatic. It could be a good energy. It could be a bad energy. It could be something that person at that time just absolutely experienced, and for whatever reason was stored there. But I'm not an expert, so I really don't know. And if anybody claims to be an expert, they're full of crap. That's just saying. And not everything's a demon. I mean, I've had, in all my haunting experiences, I can tell you that I've never encountered a demon. I've had 3 shadow people encounters. I forgot about one. I got to tell you this one. I'll tell you this one here in a minute. But I've had 3 shadow people encounters. I've lived in 2 haunted houses. I had a haunted barracks room at Fort Hood. Seen some weird stuff out in the field in the Army training. Weird stuff camping as a kid in the Uintas. And it was just everything, my whole life, just all paranormal and crazy and whacked out, and it's great. It's fascinating. It fascinates me. I don't know why, but the unknown is amazing. Because even in the Old Testament is full of the supernatural and the paranormal and magic and everything. It really is. And it's like, we go to the teachings of Christ, which is great. And even Christ does a lot of magic and does a lot of things. But we don't talk about those things in church.
True. Yeah. But going back to the first one that I was telling you, it's just how, trying not to backtrack and all that, but yeah.
Backtrack away.
How that woman looked at all that when she turned and looked at me when I'm on this bunk and all that, it did scare the living crap out of me to a point. Yes, I threw the covers up. I know my mom was asking me, like, why didn't you come to our room and all that? And I believe I told you this story before. And everybody's like, why didn't you go there? I'm like, who would want to walk in front of a door that you just saw somebody, vaporize through?
Well, most of the time people, they say, well, why didn't you do this or why didn't you do that? They're not in that moment. They're not living in the moment where you're just at. And I understand completely. I don't know if I would have ran. I think I would have stayed right there under the covers and said, I'm good.
Yeah, because, as a kid, you got to think, most kids think that under the covers is a safe space for them.
Close my eyes, say, go away, go away, go away.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of kids believe that the boogeyman is still under the bed, but at the same time, they don't want to get out from under the covers.
Yeah, because the boogeyman's under the bed, you jump out of bed, he's going to grab you.
Mm-hmm.
But on that token, too, though, when I was little, we went to stay the night at my grandma's house there in Utah, and they had a furnished basement. And I was probably maybe a little younger than Ben, my son Ben, who's, 6. Yeah, 6.
Forget his age already?
Yeah. But, and Ben was, so I was about the age of Ben, and I was going to be a big boy. I was asleep on the couch down in the basement. And I remember waking up. I don't know what time it was. It was dark, and my grandma had these 3 windows going across the way there that were at ground level, and she had bushes, privacy bushes. So there was no way to anything at all. And there was a person stretched out on those 3 windows. Stretched out, resting their head on their arm. Their arm was crooked, propped up, and their head was on the arm that was propped up. And I remember I looked at it, and it was black, but it had a red, like a deep red tint to it. It was weird. Not like your typical shadow person. And I remember I flipped over, faced the couch, and was like, go away, go away, go away, go away. And I turned my head, and I looked, and as I looked, it's like we made eye contact, but without making eye contact. There was no eyes to see. And it raised its head up off of its arm, like it acknowledged, oh, look, there you are. And I flipped back over, stared at the couch, was like, go away, go away, go away, go away. And that's the last I remember. And at one point in time that I think of getting up and running or anything. So I'm with you.
So you said the thing had no eyes. So
it was just so a shadow person, there was no definition. It's just a black shadow. It's a shadow.
So how you were saying that you made eye contact, you just felt like you did.
Felt like I did. Felt like we were staring each other down. And I'm like, 5 or 6 years old at the time.
Yeah.
So of course he's got the jump on me.
Oh yeah, especially if he's a length of 3 windows.
Yeah. Well, we're not talking like Bigfoot size. They were 3 decent windows.
What, 6, 7 foot?
It was about 7 foot, but it wasn't from all the way across. It was stretched out across them.
Yeah.
So it didn't make it all the way across to the other, to the 3rd window.
Okay.
So
that would be really spooky.
It was, yeah. So just picture like looking right now across. You see the window, the TV, and the window.
So he just laying on
just laying this way, almost to the edge of the TV, from that window this way, and just staring, looking at you like this.
That's weird. That is very weird. Laying on his side with the freaking arm.
Sure was.
Be ghost man, shadow person doing a sexy pose looking at you. That's weird.
And that was the only thing that I ever had happen in my grandma's house that was creepy and weird. But there's a little background to that too, though, because there was an incident that took place at my mom's apartment prior to this happening. So, and I think that this may have followed us on over, and then it was gone after that. I have no other memories of seeing it again.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 shadow people as a kid, and then 1 as an adult. And that was in Texas.
See, I've never had a shadow person incident or not. I know my brother has, and I've been trying to get him on the show and all that. Tell him about what happened and all that. And I think he's down for it. Just got to let him know when.
Timing.
Yep.
Timing. Everybody's schedule timing.
Oh, yeah. He works out on the road a lot, so.
Single dad.
Yeah.
And he's on the road, so I'm sure a lot of times when he's in town, I've got the kids. So.
Oh yeah, he does. He loves his little boy. But no, I mean I got two other stories I know, but these ones both happened on Halloween, on two different Halloweens.
Okay.
So the first one, so here in Jacksonville we got a Civil War site off of I think it 361 I believe the road is. It's just a little battleground that we got out here between Sherwood and Jacksonville area, and they have it out for a historic site that you can go out and walk the grounds and all that. There's been people out there with metal detectors and all that picking up little bullets and all that. I believe they found cannonballs out there a few times. It wasn't a major battle, but it was still a good size one. But no, this incident happened, of course. I mean, some of my buddies love Halloween and all that. Excuse me. And so they like to get out, do the look for the creepy side of things and all that, especially during Halloween, like some people do.
No, it's Halloween, man. When you're young, that's where you're supposed to go, dude.
I know.
Shoot, I'm almost 50 and I still love Halloween.
I know. But this one was weird. This of all nights, it is dark, no moon, foggy, and I mean there was a slight moon, but it wasn't like a full moon. But yeah, I mean there's a good 200 yards to the fence from where the historic site is, and they have bleachers close down there. I don't know if they have reenactments down there or not. But me and my buddy walks down to the bleachers, sits down, and we sit down there for maybe 30, 40 minutes. I mean, for the first 15, 20 minutes, you really don't hear nothing except for maybe, little insects and a few things, nocturnal things walking around. But, at one point, it gets dead silent, like you couldn't even hear the road. It just got, somebody turned down the volume, and me and him were just sitting there looking at each other, and what got to creep us out is that you could start to hear marching, like a company of men
just marching through?
Yeah, just marching through, and then you hear them stop, and then it's like a faint in the distance you hear like the old musket fire. And it's really weird. So, we were sitting there for a good, this is about midway. We sat there for about 10 minutes to listen to this. And about the last part, you heard a cannon fire. One faint cannon fire, and it's just like, okay.
Does it sound like it was close, or?
Like in the distance. Like it was close, but far away at the same time.
Why are we not exploring this place?
And this is about by the time we leave, we got a little creeped out because right after that cannon fire, sit for about another 5 minutes, and all of a sudden you hear people start walking again, like a march. And a faint yell, and then me and him just got up and booked it out of there. So we didn't know what it was. We thought at first one of our buddies were playing a gag to us at first. And then we get back to the truck. Everybody's like, what happened to you? We're like, did you not hear anything back there? He goes, no. All we are hearing bugs chirping.
Ugh. You know, we're going to have to research that and find out what the anniversary is and go and check this place out on the anniversary.
Yeah, it's not too far from here.
No, it's like 15 minutes up the road.
Yeah, but that was funny because when I was telling him, we're 200, 250 yards.
Yeah.
That's where we are, close to the fence. His truck is that far. He could hear crickets. We were in dead silence.
Man, the paranormal's crazy.
And it was like we're on our own little bubble.
You might have been. You might have been some kind of...
And it was just weird. They said they hollered for us for like 5 minutes and all that. They said that we were gone for about an hour. And we looked up. I'm like, we've been gone about what, 30, 40 minutes? He goes, no, you were gone for about an hour.
I've got a buddy of mine who was training up in Germany to go to Bosnia, and he had a team plus element, an infantry team plus element, and got the call in. The Op 4 was in this area, and so they went out in a Humvee to kind of do a recon, research, investigate it out, clear. They get there, and there was an old German town. So what the Nazis had done during World War II was, for training, they would section out a piece on the map and say, okay, this is going to be a training area. And if there's like a village or houses in there, yeah, you pretty much got evicted.
Okay.
And those became part of the training. So there's these old sites out there that are crazy. Well, they get out there, and he takes a man-pack radio with him, which has one in a backpack, so he can communicate to the Humvee, and the Humvee can communicate back to the TOC, which is where the commander's at. So they dismount out of the Humvee. They go walk in to check this village out. Nobody has contact with them anymore.
It's like they went to their own
They went through their
zone.
own little thing. Yep. And so they had a weird, crazy experience in there, and I'm trying to get one of them on the show, so I don't want to go any further without spoiling it. But yeah, it was. Yeah, they told me this encounter, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. But no, it's. We need to go check that out, though. That sounds. We have to research that to find out.
I forgot what it's called. I can look it up real quick.
I'll pull it up real quick. You said you got another one for us?
Yeah, this one, this used to be one of my friends. I'm sorry if I use friends or buddies. I don't like to throw names out on the air and all that. It's just,
No, I try not to unless
it protects them and all that. But no, he used to be a good buddy of mine. I haven't talked to him nearly in about 10, 13 years because of this incident. So, growing up, like I said, in a Christian home and all that, we don't mess with certain things. I haven't watched certain things.
Real quick, it's Reed's Bridge Battlefield.
So, yeah, that's the place I had that little... See, so there's the picture that I...
Yeah, they can't see it.
Yeah, they can't. But no, yeah, you just pulled it up. Yeah, those cannons are out there. You can go walk up to that. But you walk down that road right there, and there's bleachers down here.
Oh, we gotta go check this out.
Oh, yeah. But no, this one so this was, of course, on All Hallows Eve night. Probably year. Not year. God.
August 27th.
Oh.
1863.
The Bayou.
Battle of Bayou Mito.
Okay. Oh, that's Bayou Mito?
Yep, that's what they're calling it. Also known as the Battle of Reed's Bridge.
Okay.
It was fought near present-day Jacksonville, Arkansas, along the Bayou Mito River on August 27th, 1863. During the American Civil War, Union forces left Helena, Arkansas, to move against the Confederate-held state capital of Little Rock. Yep.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know all of that about that. Well, yeah. That is really cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it does say the general was killed. Huh. There was a general that was killed out there.
Yeah. We gotta read a little bit more into that. Okay.
All right.
More research. All right. Go to your buddy's thing.
So of course this early years and all that, early 20s and almost freaking. So yeah, I've been out of high school 14 years. Yeah, this happened about 15 years ago. Well, of course, All Hallows Eve night. My buddy invited me and a friend over, and we were goofing off at his house. After, of course, going out trick-or-treating and all that with nieces and nephews. We get back to his place. We chill for a little bit. Have, of course, a drink or two. But, I don't condone that. But, stupid, young. But, we're there. We chill out there about midnight or so. So, of course, it's on a weekend and all that. So, I go home because I'm tired. I don't want to spend the night there. It's one of those things. I just like my own bed. But apparently...
I am so the same way.
Yeah. But apparently that I didn't know of, that he had 3 other friends come over after I left. And, of course, young and dumb had to too many drinks to have, and I mean, you get stupid and ballsy sometimes, and you start playing with things that you shouldn't play with. And of course, one of his friend's girlfriends brought a Ouija board. Oh yeah.
I don't believe it. I don't. I won't play the Ouija board. I think that you're manifesting something, and it's not what you think it is.
Yeah, you open something. You open a portal or a door or something. I mean, it's what I think. I mean, but at the same time, I did not find out what had happened till the next morning. I went over there, and I mean, this is where, I mean, when you see ghosts and all that, it's a lot different. But when you see that something did something to a physical person, it changes the whole mindset to a point. So when I say that, he comes out of his room, down the stairs, opens the door for me, turns around, go back upstairs, and I mean, it looked like this female had stiletto fingertips.
Creepy.
And clawed down his back. And it looked like he had a really fun night, or a girl over and all that, and she just dug the living crap out of his back with her nails.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, after you left, and I had 3 friends over. One of them was one of my friend's girlfriends. I'm like, okay, so what's going on? And he goes, what do you mean? I was like, dude, I'm getting this weird vibe. The house is cold. It is 60 degrees outside. Why is the house cold? He's like, dude, it's on 75. It should be warm. I'm like, dude, it feels like it's 50 degrees in here. My cup keeps moving around the house. No, I said it at a corner of the table. It's on the other side of the house. Or on the other side of the room. Have an eerie feeling about this place. Have a feeling that I keep seeing things. Like a half face peeking out behind a door or something.
Just in the corner of your eye.
Yes, in the corner of my eye. And it's just, I mean, weird creep feeling. So, after I told him about what happened to his back and all that, after he turned around and opened the door, he went up to his room, looked in the mirror. He goes, oh my God, what in the world? I'm like, did you have a girl over? Did you get laid or something? He goes, no, I went to bed after they left. I'm like, okay, what did you guys do? He goes, well, I mean, we stayed up to about midnight and all that. A little bit 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. After I'd left, 3 other friends came over. Stayed up to about that long. He goes, yeah, but one of them brought a board out. I'm like, okay, what's on the board? Oh, just some numbers, some letters. I'm like, okay, so you mess with a Ouija board. He goes, I think that's what she called it. I'm like, oh my God. So, the creepy thing about it is just every time I went to that house, it felt like I'm being watched. Felt like I keep seeing things. Like people watching me behind doors. I mean, not like people, like, I guess the other side. And that, yeah, he got, I think, opened a portal.
I think they invited something on in and they never closed it and stayed. And you can generally get a good feel for a lot of these places sometimes too, depending upon how bad it is. And again, I'm not going to go with demon. I'm just going to go with an absolutely, bad entity. Because I think that when it comes to I don't know what a ghost is. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I really don't know. I know that there's spirits. I know that there's good and bad. I know that there's a lot of that. But it sounds to me like they play with the Ouija board
and let something through.
And it's still there.
Yeah, I've never went back to that house after that day. And correct me. My bad. I'll correct myself. Went back twice after that night. The second time, I never went back to that house. And it's been pushing 15 years. So.
Are you still friends with him?
Huh? Nope.
Oh, wow.
Okay. I was like, I told him, I'm like, if you're going to keep having friends like this, or I don't want to be a part of it and all that. But, throughout the years, we've lost, just like buddy kind of. We just fell apart and all that. So we never did talk to each other, called each other, text each other after that night.
Well, that's sad because, in life sometimes, friends come and go. And you'll have friends that last a long time. You have friends that last a short time. Then you'll have friends that'll betray you, and you have friends that'll stand up there, for you. If you've been alive longer than, 20 years, you're gonna already have that experience. You know what I mean? Friends and stuff. So, yeah, it's but it's sad. It happens, but that's crazy though. I do think they had a Ouija board, and they invited something in. They're playing around with it, trying to show off, and this thing just would not leave.
No, like I said, I've drove past that house a couple different times, and not in previous years, and it still felt like there was something still in that house as I drove by. Like it's something that, or it's just a recurrence feeling from being in the house.
Did you listen to Rick's episode? Was it Grandma's?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, with the darkness in the window?
Darkness in the window? So we pulled into the driveway. I met Rick and Monica in 1997. Rick, 97. Long time. I met Rick in 97, Rick and Monica, and at Fort Carson, Colorado. Great friends. I went to Korea. I went to Korea in 98. Rick followed behind me. He got there in 99. Then he got stationed at Hood. I was already there in 2000. And so it was in 2000, finally, 3 years later, after hearing about Grandma's house, they take me down to San Antonio. And as soon as we pulled into the driveway, same thing. It was just like, ooh. And that could have been because of everything they told me about it. Or
you just got that feeling.
Just got that feeling. It's creepy.
See, no, like when I drove past that house, it felt like I could look up to that second story window and see a figure in the window. Like I've drove by it a couple times and have that feeling like I don't want to look up. I know he's gonna be there. Look up and then there it is. I'm like, keep driving. I've done that twice and have not gone back since. But at the same time, he ended up joining the military and he moved off, so I don't know where he went. So hope he's still alive and doing well.
Well, what other paranormal experiences have you had?
That's with you at the Elks Lodge. Granted.
At the lodge.
At the lodge.
The lodge. Let's see here. We had the bathroom door incident that night where you heard the chairs moving around the room.
That one was weird.
And then going up there, and we caught the EVP, which is on my TikTok, by the way. The EVP that we caught. So that video's posted. We weren't doing audio, we were doing a video. So
yeah, to take it back to that one where I heard that chair move.
Yeah.
So going up to there's a guy upstairs that haunts the upstairs, if I'm not wrong, I'm not mistaken. But I was going to the same restroom, about 30-40 minutes, or was it the next night?
No, it was the same night. It was the same night. Because they were doing an open house, and we had all gone over there because Jay's neighbor was big there and kept wanting us to come.
Yeah.
And so we went and checked out the outside band, and she's the one that gives the tour. And when we went upstairs, and that's when I asked to go to the bathroom, and Jay went to the bathroom, and that's when the doorknob changed up on us, and we couldn't open the door. And then I told you about it, and then you went in there probably about 30 minutes later to go upstairs to use the bathroom, and he came back and he told me outside, dude, I heard the chairs moving.
Yeah.
And then you and me went inside.
See, when I went to reach for the door handle, it sounded like somebody pushed one of those metal doors chairs across the wood floor up there.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, that's weird. Of course, being curious, I'll peek my head into that auditorium up there. Guess what? All the chairs are stacked. Not one single chair is on the ground.
Well, it's like the EVP that we caught. I mean, it was just you and me upstairs, and I can't hear what it says.
Yeah, we barely missed that one.
We didn't hear, because I almost talk over it. And, I obviously like to talk, so I almost talked over it. So that was a pretty crazy experience. But, so you excited about doing our first paranormal expo?
That one's going to be interesting.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
It will.
That is going to be a lot of fun. The Arkansas Paranormal Expo in Little Rock. That'll be a lot of fun. Let's see, what else do we have on the radar that we got coming on up? We got that coming up.
Ain't there a haunted house here in freaking Little Rock somewhere that we want to try to go look at?
Yeah, there is one we're going to try and get into to see. We just got to get with the cops and make sure that it's okay. The battlefield now was on the radar.
You also got Pea Ridge up in northwest Arkansas.
That's true. There's a spot I want to get us out there to.
But if we don't go up there and do that, why not just stop in Eureka Springs to go see the Crescent Hotel?
Actually, that's on my list I want to do. So I've been looking at the prices of going up there and staying the night, and they're making a lot of money.
Oh, I bet right now.
I'll tell you that. They're making a lot of money off of it. But yeah, so the Crescent's on our radar. So the next 12 months, I know we got the Crescent, we've got the Expo, we've got, oh man, what else we got? Oh man, we're being invited to a thing in Ohio in October too.
Who's the one up in Ohio?
Cryptids of the Corn.
Oh, Cryptids of the Corn.
Great podcast, you guys. Love them.
Didn't you see that, I think they just posted on something on Facebook and said like, one of them had a kid or something?
Yeah. Justin just had twins. Congratulations, Justin, on the twins. But
yeah, so twins?
Yeah, twins, twin girls. So,
oh boy,
he's gonna have his hands full. But yeah, so that's what we got coming up on the radar. So, and y'all, the time travel podcast thing, and in the next 12 months, that's what we'll be doing and growing more. Do have the Spotify set on up, and now just working on converting all the video files over to audio to get them uploaded up onto the Spotify.
Oh, you found
so by the time this drops, this one may be on Spotify. So I don't know. If so, look for us there. But yeah, other than that, folks, I tell you guys what, thanks for listening. I appreciate it. This was a shorter episode, but they all don't need to be an hour long. So, but Jacob, any words of wisdom before we sign off?
Just don't do anything stupid.
All right. Well, guys, I appreciate everything. Thank you very much. And don't forget, again, if you've had an encounter, you want to be on the show, email me at drunkencryptids@gmail.com. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Facebook. Like and subscribe to the show. The more likes and shares that we get, the more our name gets out there and the more encounters I can get for you guys. I know you guys like hearing the stories. I like hearing the stories. Let's get this thing figured on out. Until then, thanks again, Gunner. Thanks, Jacob. I appreciate you guys. Stay safe, Springsteen.